Hey there, welcome in. We're doing some miniature painting today. I have this a jazz quartet that we're painting. See if we can the focus to behave a little bit better. So these guys are 28mm scale metal miniatures. We have the trumpet player, the sax, and of course the upright bass. So right now I'm just laying in the base coats of their shirts. So trying to make sure I get in and reach the collars and everything, get a nice even bright color on those shirt sleeves. And we'll go from there. Our color today is dark turquoise. It has just like a tiny bit of green tint to it, which is really nice. Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to share them. Welcome in. This is what I do. I paint models and help other people get started painting models. So, thanks for being here. Happy Friday. Just a little bit more opacity build up here. And on to the next one. I have 4 total band members that I'm working on right now. So same thing. He got a base coat on his sleeve last night, but I missed the collars. So do the collar first, the sleeves, and give the collar a quick second coat. this particular color scheme, I'm matching the scheme provided on the designer's website, but I think it's a great simple scheme. Right, we're gonna do sort of dark vests and pants, really bright pop of color turquoise shirt, and then some really warm brown skin to kind of round everything out. Just use the very edge of my brush there. And let me know if the music is too loud or making anything unclear. And if anyone here is in Florida, especially Central Florida, you may have run into me. I host miniature painting events, kind of teaching people how to do this all over the place. Local libraries, conventions, game stores, all kinds of places. It's a really neat, relaxing little hobby. And I really just love sharing it with people. The same thing, we're just giving these a second coat to build up the opacity. I find that the camera kind of flattens out the contrast, so I may have a better sense of, in person, where things are a little transparent, a little unevenly base coated. Hi there, welcome in. Now we'll just quickly try to get that second coat on the collar. We're just penciling down, right on down in there. I am gonna paint over the bow tie as well. We'll touch it up later when we clean up the edge of the vest here. But I just want to make sure that I'm not missing any areas of exposed shirt. It'll be easy to put a pop of color over the bow tie or to tie it back down to the suit and vest color afterwards. That's just lovely. I'm gonna see if I can get that little bit off of the vest here, but I may have waited too long. That's not a big deal. I also got a little bit on the sacks, but we're gonna be painting over that, so no worries at all. And our upright bassist here, same thing. I already did the exposed part of the shirt by the bow tie, but that collar needs a coat, and then everything will need its second even coat. So we'll just very carefully, just using the edge of our brush, nice and flat, to kind of guide along the ridge of the collar. Now we'll hit the exposed part of the chest there. And start on the sleeves. I may have to pick up this set of figures for myself. This is a really sort of sweet set to have some more, you know, non-violent little characters about, especially a matching group like this. I think they're going to look really, really sharp on display, or, you know, as characters in a game. Wonderful. And just one final pass of that collar. And then we'll start probably laying in our skin tone. Very cool. Let's pick some skin. I'm going to try mixing my own skin tone here. So we've got royal purple and orange oxide. I think this is going to give me a sort of cool gray brown. What I want is an undercoat, right? This isn't going to be the final skin color. This is going to be basically the shadow color that informs everything else. So I'm doing sort of a one-to-one mix of these two, and let's see what that gives us here on our palette. Interesting. I like that tone, but I don't think it's dark enough for our shadow. So now we're gonna make a bit more purple off to the side and sort of change the ratios. Well, sometimes you experiment and decide that that's not the path you want to take. So instead, we'll try a pre-made brown. We'll start with some dark umber here. And we'll mix that a little bit into each of these and see what that gives us. Yep, now we're talking. So, what I'm going to start with is instead a bit of the purple mixed with dark umber to get our shadow color. I was introducing the orange too early into the process, I think. Yep, this will work wonderfully. And so this will be our base coat for the face and hands of each of the players here. I unfortunately don't know that I've mixed enough, but this is also just the shadow color, so maybe we'll be all right. But regardless, thanks for being here, and I hope you're having a good Friday morning. I'm just gonna lay this in nice and thin. We already have a lot of inherent darkness from that blue-gray undercoat, so I'm not too worried about building opacity with this shadow color. I just want to start tinting some things so that as we build on them, we have a warmer, more natural skin tone in the shadow. And right away, just look at how much character the figure gets when we have that nice sort of warm, cool contrast. Absolutely wonderful. Very carefully, try and pencil in the back of the neck here. This side of the face is probably going to be the hardest part of this figure, considering it's up against the base, the upright rather. So I'm going to be kind of flipping it around a lot and doing my best to get an even coat on, but we'll see what happens. Nice. Now we just keep going down the row. Let's mix up a little bit more of this. So this is like a silicone fidget poppet thing. I think I got this one from Five Below. But they make handy little palettes. One, because like no moisture really penetrates through them, and because they're so smooth, the paint, the dried paint, comes away pretty easily when you're done. And get our mahogany in there, and then our royal purple, just a little bit next door. And get those mixed together, and getting to know each other. As far as actual supplies, I'm also using, this is my only like nice brush that I use. This is a sable brush. For years, I didn't use any of these. I use something more like this. This is a slightly bigger size, so it's not a great comparison. This is just a nice synthetic brush. Um, and this has been great. I love this brush. I've used it to death and back. It has held up extremely well. But I am finding, as I get a little bit more particular about my painting, that these sable brushes, I can just get them to hold a finer point for longer, um, which is more and more important the more sort of careful I try to be in my painting. But I don't have, I'm not using 50 different ones. This is a size 2, and it's sort of like my workhorse these days. I can put a good amount of paint out. It can hold okay moisture, but it's not, I'm not painting with a single hair, regardless of how fine the detail on the figure is. Make sure to get the back of the ears as well. Number 2 is looking good. Hey folks, welcome in. Never mind. It doesn't hurt my feelings. Just want to make sure I'm getting a nice clean line separating the collar from the back of the neck there. Awesome. And one more to go. Pinky out. Overspilled a bit on the sleeve. Try to tidy that up as we go. Easy peasy. Music's picking up a little. Cool. Mm-hmm. 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 Alrighty. And so that is our fourth mini with their sort of shadow undertones for the skin done. I'm gonna clean up the collar here real quick. You can see right there by his chin, I just missed a small spot. everything, we'll take a look at where the hands meet the skin. Oh, sorry, the hands meet the skin, that's hilarious. Where the hands meet the sleeve, and just tidy that up a little. And then basically we're just gonna sort of gradually warm up and lightly brighten the skin. I'm gonna let it sit for a minute here, but thanks for being here if you're still here. And I hope you're having a good morning. I'm just gonna take a quick break, grab some water. Wonderful. Let's add a little bit more brown to our palette. My gut instinct is to grab something like beige red and mix it in for the highlight. And I think that is wrong. I think that will desaturate this too severely. So instead, I'm going to go for the orange oxide. We'll find out if that's outlandish and a mistake in just a minute. For now, we'll just I think it'll work. We just have to be careful not to add any more orange. And so we're gonna start here. And the goal is we're gonna leave the shadows, so like the undersides of things, the deep recesses, our first color. And we're just going to pull out the surfaces facing the light. If I stop doing that, yell in the chat, no, don't do it. Because this is the worst thing about me in miniature painting. I am like constantly overpainting the highlights and ruining my contrast. I do not trust myself to just sort of let things live. And now for the hard part. We're doing a couple little thin applications of this. Just trying to just be so careful to not overdo it. Do a little bit more, and then we'll compare two of them and see if this is actually improving anything or not. Alright. Who's got a pretty exposed face? This guy does. Try to get them close together and both moderately in focus. I'd say it's starting to add up. It is somehow still a little desaturated, but we may be able to do a wash at the end to kind of unify the various skin tones. I'm gonna trust myself, and I'm gonna stop messing with that one, and we'll keep going. Let's see. Whoop. If you are new here, my name is Donnie. I am a Florida-based miniature painter. I focus mostly on like painting at live events, hosting classes and demonstrations, just giving people an excuse to get together and to share in this activity that I really enjoy. Same thing. Now we'll move on to the hands, and again, we'll challenge ourselves to not overdo it. My apologies for the sort of poor camera quality and focus. I'm just using my phone for this. But I generally spend my hobby money when I have it on, keeping the painting events free and stocked. So I don't have the budget these days for camera equipment, and even a decent microphone kind of out of the question right now. That's all right. I think we're doing perfectly fine without it. Looking sharp to me. Two more to go. Well, that timer means it's time for me to go. But thank you for being here this morning, and have a good day.